leader with over 30 years of experience in providing home health care services such as skilled nursing, physical and occupational therapy, home health aides, and other specialized care to your homes throughout the state. Please tune in every other week as we bring you a range of good information from specialists in the field to help make you more informed and living healthy.
Good evening and welcome. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Welcome, everyone. You are listening to your Hometown Health Show. I am Yolanda Santana, the host of the show, and we are here to welcome our special guest, Lenny Bailey, CEO of QualCare Home Healthcare, and we also have Tamara Duncan from Home Healthcare. She's a coordinator at Trilogy. So good evening. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So what can you tell us about Trilogy for our listeners and viewers who don't know anything about Trilogy?
Trilogy is a Medicare home health agency. We do service from Fort Lauderdale, from Broward County, all the way up to Jacksonville. We do specialize in psychiatric nursing, physical therapy, skilled nursing. We do eye-tech visits as well, meaning IV infusion at home. And best of all, if they choose Trilogy for the home health agency, they'll have me as their rep. But we do offer a wide variety of services that fits the needs for special needs like patient with dementia, cardiology problem, diabetes. We cover all of that.
Right. And so I know that we have a special guest coming on. Will she be on later?
Well, I'm waiting for him as well too. I just try to reach out to him, so he's not on yet. I don't know if he's having any technical difficulties. I can try to reach out to him again as well to see what's going on.
All right. Well, let's continue on. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about Lenny and QualCare while we wait.
Right. I met Lenny a year ago at a function. Of course, where we go to function, we get together and get to know each other. He does have a private agency, which is a registry, and he do offer private duties. So Lenny and I worked very well hand in hand. He does not do any Medicare services, which is better for me, of course. And we don't do any private duty like companion care and respite care, stuff like that. That's what he offers. So him and I work well hand in hand together for the past year, and he have referred, and likewise we go hand in hand.
Okay, great. That sounds really good synergy. So when did you start working with Lenny?
A year ago this month. We went to the case managers conference at the Signature Grand. So he was looking for the same thing that I was looking for, business. So we got together, you get to meet and greet people as well. And some of us become good partners after that. And he and I have actually co-market multiple times because we offer different services, but we go hand in hand.
All right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into this industry?
Actually, I've been in home care for more than 20 years or so, or just about. I've been a scheduler for more than 15 years. I'm a very new rep. I'm a very new sales rep. February will be 2 years I'm doing it. But because I'm a people person and I love to talk, the job seems to become like effortless for me. So I've been marketing for 2 years and I really love it.
That's great. Okay. And now you're working with QualCare, and hopefully we can get Lenny on. So I know that they have certified nursing assistants and home health aides. They also offer hospital sitters and respite care. Could you tell us a little bit about those two services and how they differ from what Trilogy does?
Well, Trilogy does provide HHA services, which is home health aid. Medicare pays for that, but only up to an hour in the home for like a little addition. ADL services like assist the patient with a shower and only takes care of the patient. What Lenny does with the hospital care, some family members, if they're not in town and they want someone to sit with their caregiver on a more personal level, other than the nurses and the doctors who see them, they can call that person's cell phone, get a full report. So Lenny does provide caregivers to go to the hospital and sit with the patient while they're inpatient there. Also, he does that at home too. If there are any patient coming out from a facility, he will have actually his HHAs, his CNAs will go there and meet them and help with the transition and bridge the gap from the facility to home. They're
Okay.
more practical and they're more hand in hand. Some of it which lasts, I think his services are a minimum of 4 hours, and that is not funded by Medicare. So what most of what Lenny does is like private duty, long-term care insurance, private pay, and I think he's going to now. He does have a program that ties with the VA as well too for veterans. Of course, we got to always service those and give them special treatment for serving our country, of course.
That's great. So let's get into how you're doing with the pandemic. How has Trilogy, your experience been with dealing with patients and COVID?
Oh my God, it's been really rough, but still can't complain because we still have to be grateful. The patients are terrified. We have had patients actually refuse services that they're needed because they don't want a nurse to come into their home because the nurse has been traveling from home to home, not realizing that we do follow the CDC guidelines and standard, and we do follow all precautions that we take care of. And we do follow the CDC guidelines, and we do everything that is needed to make sure ourselves, our caregivers, and our patients are not at any risk at all for such. Business-wise, it goes up and down. Some doctors still takes us, some don't. But it's a catch-by-catch basis. So you have to use other measures to still survive rather than complaining.
Right. So for our listeners, Jennifer Smith just jumped on, and thank you, Jen. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Sorry, I was a little late. I was feeding my dog and had to change real quick, but I'm very happy to be on this evening. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. I don't know what you were talking about, but as I'm sure Tamara, or as I call her, T, was probably doing a fantastic job as always. So.
Yeah, she was. We were just talking about the pandemic and how Trilogy is dealing with it and how the patients are dealing with it. Did you want to jump in and throw in your 2 cents?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, let me silence my phone. We're going through, obviously the world is going through this crazy time. And now we appear to be going through a second wave of it. And I can tell you from personal experience, kind of what I've seen, not just with myself, but with my kids. They're having to, or we chose to continue virtual schooling, and it's been quite challenging for them as children. But I was actually talking to my administrator today, Ginny Glett, and my stepfather seemed to have taken a step backwards in his health. He's relatively healthy, but he, woke up from a nap and appeared very confused. He didn't even know how to operate his television, which is odd. And, we've just, she was explaining that, some people that she knows that she speaks to quite frequently seem to be just getting more and more confused. And it's just, I think, being isolated for so long, and a lot of people that are of, older age, they're doing it for their health purposes because they want to stay safe. I feel I've, knock on wood, not contracted COVID, but I feel because I've been more isolated lately, I'm not going out as much. Obviously, I'm keeping my kids safe and my family safe because I have an underlying health condition, which is, asthma. I feel like my brain is not functioning in the manner in which it was, and it has taken a toll on me, my kids, and my health overall. But I'm doing this to try and stay safe, so I can't even imagine the toll it's taking on our seniors out there that have been trying to stay home and trying to stay safe. I feel like everybody's going a little stir crazy. I tried to get a little creative this Halloween just with my kids. I wasn't about to go take them trick-or-treating, and I came up with all kinds of crazy games, and we started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we were so exhausted that everyone was in bed by 8:30 at night. But it was something that I had to do to keep everybody safe, and I felt good about it. But again, it was a total disruption to our normal routine and something that they look forward to every single year just to keep them safe. So it is taking a physical toll, I will say, because seniors, or anybody, when you stay more sedentary, every single day that you do that, you lose actually 10% of your physical capabilities. So it not just you're not as mobile, but it actually physically takes a toll on your internal organs. So you have to think about that, and patients aren't, wanting people in their homes because it's you're putting yourself more at risk, but also you have to look at the alternate side. You could physically be getting worse. So physicians are ordering our services still, and it is safer to not be going out necessarily for a bunch of visits. So, it's kind of a catch-22, and then you have the psychological side of it. So we have seen a little bit of an upswing. We had Dr. Cervoni on our show. He did a great job explaining, and talking about the psych services that are available. And that's kind of a weird word to say, especially during this time. But I think that taking care of yourself mentally is extremely important. You don't realize the physical effects it also can have on the body. So I know I've had a long-winded answer here, but this whole pandemic has taken quite a toll on everybody, for sure.
Definitely. On that note, we're going to take a short break. Hopefully we can get a hold of Lenny Bailey, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Okay, I'll try again.
Trilogy was established in 2016 by industry experts with over 30 years in home health care operations spanning 30-plus counties throughout the state of Florida. With offices in Jacksonville, Port St. Lucie, West Palm Beach, we strive to provide the most optimal care to our patients in a fun, forward-thinking environment. Our focus is on personal relationships, whether with an employee, a patient, or an outside community. Because we know that when people enjoy what they do, it becomes why they do it. Call Trilogy today at 954-689-6660 and ask for more information. In addition to offering the standard mix of services, SN, PT, OT, speech, MSW, and HHA, we also take great pride in being on the cutting edge and offering care and education to our licensed clinicians in other areas most agencies likely don't offer. Emotional and behavioral health with our psych nursing, biofeedback for bladder incontinence and pelvic pain, chemotherapy, IV hydration, antibiotic and respiratory therapy. Call today at 954-689-6660. Trilogy Home Care. You have been listening to the Trilogy Home Health Show, and if you wish to be a guest on our show, please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us share your knowledge and information with our listeners. Trilogy Home Health Care Show enjoys serving the community and bringing doctors and facilities of interest to help educate and inform the community. Please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us put you on the airwaves with the Trilogy Home Health Show.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Yolanda, your host. You're listening to your Hometown Health Show. Our special guest, hopefully, were we able to get a hold of Lenny Bailey?
Actually, he's responding to my text messages now. He said he has to call, so I think he's trying to get on as we speak.
Okay, great. So our special guest is Lenny Bailey, CEO of QualCare Home Healthcare, and we have Tamara Duncan from Trilogy as well as Jennifer Smith. So we were just talking a little bit about them and COVID, and let's see, is Lenny on yet?
No, I don't think he's on yet.
Okay. So if you could tell us, I think we talked a little bit about how the two companies work together, and you've been working with Lenny for about a year now, you mentioned?
Yes.
Perfect. And
I'm sorry about that.
sorry
about that. Well, I've been working with Lenny for a little bit over a year now. He and I had met previously at a function, of course, for caregivers. And he has a nurse registry that offer long-term care, that benefits long-term care insurance, and more critically ill patient that needs like more respite care, and caregivers at home to do other stuff, like to run errands and stuff, other things that Medicare does not provide services for. So that's why he and I kind of work in a partnership where if he gets the patient through his agency that has Medicare needs, could be physical therapy, because most of those physical therapy, occupational therapy, he does not provide those services. So that's where I would come in will get an order from the doctor, of the primary care doctor for the patient, and him and I both can service the patient any time of the he does any time of the day, and we can just do whatever the doctor orders.
Yeah, there's a common misconception. A lot of companies will call like their agency thinking that it's the same because they hear home care. And so the doctor sometimes will even send them an order for services, and there's no order required for a private duty. So they'll send them the order, and a lot of times they'll even send us an order for an aid service, and that's not a standalone discipline for Medicare. We don't provide just homemaker services. Unfortunately, Medicare doesn't see a need for them to pay for that type of service, unfortunately, even though it is a service that is much needed. It's considered custodial care. So unfortunately, fortunately for them, we're able to refer back and forth. And this being Alzheimer's Awareness Month, I believe, Yolanda, you understand the need for caregivers when it comes to that. We're able to work really hand in hand with that hands-on care, and non-hands-on care if they need someone to be able to go grocery shopping during this pandemic right now. I'm using online shopping like it's nobody's business because I don't want to be out there. I don't have time to be out there. I'm exhausted by the end of the day, caring for my kids, working full time, and think about that caregiver at home that's trying to care for their loved one. Maybe they have to work. Providing that hands-on care is extremely exhausting. It's, physically taxing. It's mentally exhausting, and it's such a full-time job. And there's not enough. I think it's such a thankless job, and I don't think there's enough money in this world to pay them to do the job that they do. So, that's really a much needed resource out there that they're providing.
Absolutely. Let me interject. I think Lenny has an emergency situation with one of his caregivers and a patient, so I don't think he's going to be able to join us.
That's unfortunate.
That happens in healthcare.
Yeah. If you can you tell us how can anybody get a hold of Lenny, where he's located, website?
Lenny is located in Lauderhill. I'm going to provide his address. The name of his business is QualCare Nurse Registry, and it's located in Lauderhill. His phone number he has two numbers. He has his regular personal cell phone, which I think is very personable and would rather be contacted there. His address is 3800 Invery Boulevard, Suite 100. That's in Lauderhill, Florida. And his telephone number is 833. I'm sorry, let me give you the regular local number first. It's 954-638-4572. He does answer the phone, and every time you call, you will get him. So he's very personable for a CEO. He's the direct contact between the caregivers and the patient. He's the direct contact between the facilities that he goes. He's very hands-on. He's very involved with the family members. He will contact every single person to make sure he gets what he wants. He will meet his caregivers there, introduce them, and bridge the gap between because some patients are standoff, a new person coming in their home, so he'll make sure the personalities match and that everyone will get along in a tight setting, of course.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Is there a website?
And so, website.
Is there a website that they can, I know I went on his website, so is there a website you can share?
Yes, it's QualCare Nurse Registry.com. QualCareNurseRegistry.com.
Perfect.
Let me make sure.
And do you know his hours?
Pretty much he's 24 hours because he does answer the phone, but he's 24 hours because of the level of care that he provides. He's 24 hours. He can leave a message. Yes.
The special kind of person. I mean, we know anybody working in this industry takes a special kind of person, but for the CEO, the person who runs the company, to be readily available and giving out his cell phone number, that's special. Yes.
And to clarify, the website is QualCareNurseRegistry.com. That's QualCare Qualcare Nursing, nursing.com. So
Okay.
qualcarenursing.com. Correct.
Perfect. Well, it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to come on, but we were able to hopefully touch on all the topics, all bases for his company and the superb service that they provide, and how they work with Trilogy.
Right. Excellent.
Definitely. And we finally got
Did you
T on the radio.
Finally, I've been trying for like a long time, and this is my luck. I'm finally on, and then my guest doesn't show up. But we did good.
You'll have to come back on again.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. I'm sure he was looking forward to it as well, too. So got to be something of some extreme beyond his, extenuating circumstances beyond his control.
Yeah, it happens.
Definitely.
And how can anyone get a hold of you?
Okay. I do give up my cell phone, and I do work 24 hours too, because patient care is what comes first, and that's my first priority. So anyone can get a hold of me. My phone number is area code 754-245-7290. And they can always contact my office. We do have a 24-hour on-call services. If for some reason they can't get a hold of me, someone will always answer. And the phone number is 954-689-6660. We do provide 24-hour. We have an on-call person that does take call, and it's a live person, not a service.
Yes,
That's
that's
good.
important.
Yes.
And you told them that we provide services from Broward all the way to Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And the best
And
part
they get-
about all of that, they'll have as their rep.
They did. Exactly. Her stellar personality, which, trust me, is amazing. She does great follow through, and she's got an amazing personality. So
Thank you.
we only hire the best here at Trilogy. So
Absolutely. We provide the best care.
So is there, as we close up the show, is there anything else you wanted to add, or any special events that you got coming up as far as the holidays, Thanksgiving?
Oh,
go ahead, T.
Oh, definitely. I was just going to tell you that my boss, Jennifer, is the queen of creating stuff, and her expertise is where we'll be lost without her. So we have a lot of different stuff coming up, and I'm going to let her tell you what she has planned for us.
No, we're just, we have a lot of fun things planned. We actually have, our corporate comes up with a fun calendar. So every day is a national something. So actually Wednesday is National Check Your Blood Pressure Day, which is obviously important. Like I mentioned, it's National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. It's Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. It's also COPD and Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And then the second week of November is, sorry, my nose is like running crazy. It's National Nurse Practitioner Awareness Week. And for those of you who celebrate Christmas, you can help your child get a letter from Santa. So if you know a Trilogy rep, you can just contact us and we will help you get a letter from Santa Claus. So yeah, it's a very exciting time.
Straight from the
From the
North Pole.
North.
Don't forget to add that.
Absolutely. It's a good time at Trilogy. We, are in a global pandemic, but we seem to try to really bring the fun. And that's actually in our mission statement, which is one of the reasons I love working here. So, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you both for joining us this evening.
My pleasure.
Unfortunately, again, Lenny Bailey from Qualcare Home Healthcare, unfortunately couldn't be here, but he was missed, and we did talk about his company and his great service. Thank you to Trilogy again for sponsoring
Thank you
this
for
show.
having us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Always
Have
a
a great
pleasure.
night.
Have a good evening.
Have a great night.
Mhm.
Trilogy Home Healthcare invites you to call our offices before making a decision about your home health and rehabilitative care. Different from other agencies, Trilogy offers specialized service that other agencies don't, providing exceptional care. That's who we are and what we do. Call us at 866-599-4959 or go to trilogyhomehealthcare.com.